Hi guys, this is the second video we're gonna make about a fight. I've made an introduction. You've seen now the other day. Now we're gonna talk with Ben about how the fight came about, etc. Here he is right now. I'm looking confident. Obviously we have a history. We had a fight before. So yeah, we're gonna speak to Ben a bit about the fight. We speak to them individually, and yes, we'll just gonna build the fight up, etc. So Ben, how do you feel coming off a loss against me, and how do you take that into this fight going forward?
At the moment, I feel like the loss doesn't really affect my confidence because that was a while ago, and it was. I haven't trained too much since the fight, so my skill wouldn't be too much better. But I feel like being in the situation anyway would help the nerves, and I felt like I didn't give my best. I felt like if I did, I would have performed a lot better. Maybe not won, but you never know. But I do feel like being in the situation and knowing what it's like to take a loss, it's not good right at the start, but I feel like it's, if anything, made me a bit more determined to win, and I feel like since I will be better, and being less nervous on the day, if I can pull through, I see very good chances for me.
Obviously you're a taller fighter. You have roughly a 3-inch reach advantage. Roughly a 4-inch height advantage. How do you see using those advantages going forward, and how will you use that to dictate the fight?
Now, because I'm skinny, a lot of the people in my weight class are shorter than me, and most people I spar are shorter than me, so I've had a lot of experience with short fighters.
Yeah.
And I've got a jab. A lot of my sparring partners who I fought will confirm that as well. It's quite snappy and quick. And I think I'd assume Sam's going to spar to other people, so he knows what it's like to have that disadvantage. But I know what it's like to... I'm used to using what I've got to push myself to win the rounds. And in this case, hopefully win the fight. So I feel like I'll be able to use my advantages well.
And obviously, as we talked about the reach advantage, are you looking to dictate coming on a front foot, back foot boxing, or are you really not gonna worry about that till it comes?
To be honest, I have good stamina. I can put on the pressure. I can afford to do that for 6 minutes, or go on and off, or be on the back foot. Like in our fight, I was on the back foot pretty much the whole time to avoid your power, and I never put on pressure. I was never on the front foot.
I did notice that you were on the front foot to begin with, but then once I knew I had to rough you up because you're a very good, clean, technical boxer.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to make it a bit rough to then make you less confident. Now, would you say you're gonna have to toughen up a bit for this fight?
I'll have to be honest, it sounds like a strange way to train, but I feel like I'll have to train with less experienced opponents, because in the build-up to our fight, I was sparring Biran a lot, and I was sparring a lot of people who were much more experienced, like Luke. People who watch don't know it. You know who Luke is, and he's very good. And you can't really put pressure on those people, because when you've only been training for 5 months and they've been training for more than 2 years, putting pressure on them, you're not going to win any trades with them. So over the 4 months, I learned how to fight on the back foot. Decent. My defense, my block was alright. My head movement was alright as well, but it just depends if I was in the right mindset of using it. But my defense is alright. I will have to be put in with less experienced opponents, so I'll be able to win some trades. I'll have better chances of putting the pressure. So I'll know what that's like, and I'll know when I can do that and when I should, and I'll get better at it. And I think that would push me to winning. Yeah.
Do you think Sam will be looking to rough you up on the inside, or will he be looking to? Because sometimes, yes, short people do like going on the back foot themselves, and not having to come on the inside and maybe pull you on and suck you in to counter punching you. Now, being a southpaw, there's obviously the right hand counter down the pipe. What do you think he's going to possess? What do you think he's going to come with?
He's even told me himself, and you can tell with someone's personality how they are in the ring as well. And to be a good short fighter, you have to be quite aggressive. You have to have good defense, so you don't get clipped on the way in to someone's reach to get in their range. Sorry. So I think he'll work on his defense a lot, but I know that he's aggressive. He's even said himself. I haven't seen him train, but a lot like Charlotte says he's aggressive, and his mate says he's aggressive as well. So I'm expecting for him to put pressure on. So I think his defense would be alright, because if it's not and he puts on pressure, he's going to be leaving himself open. And if he doesn't work on his defense, I could take advantage of that as long as I stay switched on and I don't overly simplify it for myself, and I don't just think about defense. Because what I would do is, in our fight, I would either be offensive or defensive. I'd never mix the two. So I'd either be throwing punches or blocking. I would never do the two. I would never keep my hands up and flip or block a punch and then throw one. I would block until you stopped, essentially. But then that's bad, because with the aggression and ring control, that's a massive factor in not only who, at the time anyway, it's like you can watch a fight after and judge how many punches were landed and how many, the success rate. Now you can judge a fight after, but no one's gonna wait 2 weeks for a result from a fight. They're gonna judge it what they just seen. They're not gonna watch back on the fight. They're gonna judge on what they saw, and if they see someone controlling the ring, whether or not they're landing clean, or even if they're landing at all, if they're controlling the fight and they're controlling what happens and the pace of the fight, they're gonna win the rounds. And I feel like I gotta make sure I don't let him control the pace the whole time. Yeah, if I don't think he has good stamina, and I think he'll gas himself out. I don't know what it's like yet. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I know he does a lot of swimming, so I'm expecting him to have good stamina going in. So if he's gonna be aggressive, I gotta make sure that I stay switched on and I don't let him do any of that, because it's not gonna tire him out. There's no benefit on me letting him throw punches. Unlike with you, because you had lost all our weight, and I knew that you played rugby and that, but I knew that my stamina come the day was going to be better than yours. But fortunately 6 minutes isn't enough I didn't work you anyway, really. Just you threw whenever you wanted, you landed at will, you threw at will. That's how you won the fight. I didn't try and make you tired. It was just you throwing punches, and 6 minutes wasn't enough. But so I just got to make sure I got to control it a lot more, really. Use what I got, use my jab, keep him away. When he does try and come in, slip on in when he doesn't see it.
No, roughly, when me and you were the fight, there was about, I'd say, a stone difference, which for American people, 14 pounds. At the moment, you have a weight advantage, and in the fight, you probably can have a weight advantage. Now, seeing how I used my weight advantage, how do you think you're gonna use your weight advantage, and do you think it will play a factor in the fight?
I would say, even if he came in a bit less than me, I think we'd have the same power, if not him a little bit more. Because I'm tall, I'm a lot slimmer than he is. Or if we weighed the same, because he's shorter, he would be less slim than me. He'd look bigger than me. But I'm expecting him to have decent power. And I train with powerful people, so if he has good power or not, it won't really make a difference. If he has less power, yeah, that's good. But if he does, it wouldn't really matter, because I spar people who have power anyway. Burn, for example, and anybody else who I spar is heavier than me. Yeah, they might not be that powerful for their weight class, but for someone who's 70 kilos, that even if they're weak, it's gonna feel like a proper punch. no matter what their weight is. As long as they're, if they're heavy, anybody can hit hard when they're that weight. So I was like, with our fight, I was prepared for you to hit hard. I trained hard hitting people. So I trained with hard hitting people. So you did hit hard, but your power didn't necessarily faze me too much because I was expecting it. I wasn't caught by surprise with your power. So as long as I'm sparring people who can give me a clap, if Sam does get a clean shot on me, I won't be. But no, I do think that.
Fine, carry on.
So I do think with my weight, I'm staying where I am. I did. Well, I mean, I just come back from a cruise and I put on about 5 pounds on there. Not intentional. I didn't go on there thinking I'm gonna put on as much weight as I could. But it took me a long time to go from 8 stone to 9 stone. And
do you
someone
think?
with a fast metabolism like me,
Do you think putting that weight on can be a benefit?
I do think so. Yeah. I'm quick, and I don't think a stone would make too much of a difference. I do have small arms anyway. I don't have big arms. I don't think you need big arms really for power. I think when you start out and you don't use your technique, yeah, big arms are allowed, because that's where you get your power from if you don't have any technique. But it's just how you contort your body into a punch, really. So if I got weight on my legs or anywhere, really, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be on my arms. As long as I throw a punch correctly, that will my whole weight, my whole body will add up. The way I use my hips, twist my hips, and push myself into a punch, whether or not I have small arms, you'll feel it. But I'm not the most powerful person in the world. I did it punch machine the other day in Aberdeen. I got just under 900. I think it was like 895, which is decent, but that's not accurate. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm training. I definitely want to train my power because it's just good to have. And if I can,
how do you think you're going to increase your power? Sorry, is it a question of technique, or is it a question of a little bit of weight training?
I'll have to do a lot more weight training because with our fight, I hardly did any work in the Sobel gym. I didn't so twice during our camp. I was purely training in the boxing gym. I was learning boxing, but I weren't lifting weights.
Mm-hmm.
I got dumbbells on the other side of my room, but I hardly used them, to be honest. I never focused on power. I focused on technique. Yeah, when I fought you, when I did it, well, okay, when I was nervous, but when I was in the bag or when I was throwing clean at the end of my training for you, I was hitting harder than what I was at the start, but that was just because of technique. That's just because I was throwing them better. I was accessing more power. I didn't have more. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I access a lot of my potential in power anyway. So I feel like if I push on my technique or whatever, yeah, you can always get better. But I feel like that's not the most efficient way of getting more power. I feel like the best way I can do more power, instead of doing a decent pace on a bag for however many rounds, I'll probably do less rounds on the bag, but increase the intensity so I get used to throwing hard punches and getting used to the technique of throwing hard punches instead of quick punches, which is what I did with you. Because if you look, I only threw 1-2s in that fight. I didn't throw any significant shots. I didn't throw uppercuts. I didn't throw hooks. I just threw a jab or 1-2, and that was it, really. That's another thing as well. I want to mix it up a bit because if he gets a good boxing IQ, and I know you can learn boxing IQ, but some people come and it's natural for them. But if he comes in with a boxing IQ that's pretty good and he can read a fighter, I got to make sure I got to mix it up. I got to make sure he can't read me. And I got to work on my own as well, because if he's predictable and he does the same thing over and over, if he only remembers to throw a 1-2 in the fight, or only a certain kind of punch, I got to know and think in the moment, if you know what I mean, to
Mhm.
go around that and counter him and make things go my way. Yeah.
We're gonna have a couple of more questions left, not too many. Having your first fight with me, and obviously you confided in me after the fight. You got a bit nervous at the on the day due to, like, obviously you was a little, I'm not gonna say publicity as in public, but in the school, etc. Being through that, is that gonna be an issue this time? Or rather a bonus to you, meaning that you've experienced it all before and you're going in there knowing you've done it before?
Like you said, I've been through it before. It doesn't eliminate all nerves. I do get nervous at things, to be honest. I'm not gonna. I can put on a good. I can play it off before, like what I did with you. Like, to the build up to the fight, I wasn't that nervous. The night before, I slept alright. It didn't keep me up too much. I was there thinking like, oh, tomorrow's the fight, and I was a bit nervous because I didn't train that much, because I hardly trained over Christmas. But with my training before, I was confident. It wasn't just me acting like it. Mm-hmm. But in the last week before the fight, I wasn't scared. I'd sparred. I'd done a lot of training. It was just a bit of ring rust, and I knew that would be a big factor on how well I do in the fight. Because when you hit me for the first time in the fight, that was the first time I got hit in 3 weeks. So, and you do forget how things go. And your first spar back is always bad. Not gonna lie. My first spar after the fight was a lot better. It's just the first one is always bad, and that was my mistake. You know what I mean? I mean, with you went to Burns' garage. You were sparring him like almost, a couple of times a week. Like, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, but you improved loads over the 2 weeks, and I didn't. I don't think it'll be opposite, to be honest. And that's where you passed me in the performance on the night. Mm-hmm. So I just got to take advantage of everything I can. I slacked on my diet. I slacked over Christmas, and I paid for it. This time, we're going over Christmas, but we're not fighting just after Christmas. So yeah, I can slack over Christmas if I want, yeah, but we're fighting till March, and I'm not going to be slacking over Christmas if you were wondering either. Nor I did this time. But I ain't going to be slacking. The diet's going to be intense, but I got to make sure that I don't put on too much weight, because I got to make sure that we meet at a certain weight, because I don't want to have too much of an advantage. I want it to be fair, because when it's fair, neither of us will have an excuse then. Nobody will be able to say to either of us, oh, you only won because you had this advantage or this advantage with weight. And I want it to be fair. So whoever wins, obviously I think I'm going to win. I guess he thinks he's going to win as well. I'd hope so. But whoever wins, everybody will say, you earned it. Well done. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. No matter who it is. If we're at the same thing, if we're at the same weight and everything's, as we agreed, and he beats me, fair play. There's no excuses. You know what I
mean? Obviously we spoke about before this, you having respect from knowing each other years. Will that play any impact to how the fight will go down, or how the fight's going to be perceived to be before the fight? That yes, there is no bad blood. Will the fight be good, and will the respect go out the window come fight night?
See, I got a lot of respect for him. Obviously, like you said, I've known him. I've known him for years. Spent him about 6 years before we went to comp, and even that point, I didn't forget about him. You know what I mean? I still bloody missed him, to be fair. And when I walked in on that first class in St. John's, I was bloody happy to see him. Not gonna lie, but he's a lot of respect. We're getting along now. We're quite close now, to be honest. And him being my friend, it does make a difference. But honestly, I'd say it makes it better because I know him. I'd rather spar someone I know than someone I don't, to be honest. Like, I'm used to, in boxing, I'm used to sparring my mates. I get in that mindset, like, to start when I started training, it was a bit weird because I was like, I don't want to hit my friend, I like my friends, I don't want to punch them.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, friends who've been training longer than you, they know they're in the mindset. So you're like, oh, I don't want to hit my friends, but then they're beating the crap out of you. You know what I mean? So you got to think you can't be too friendly on them because they ain't gonna be friendly on you. So, but I'm used to it, to be honest. But I'm ready. I'm ready to throw. Yeah, he's my mate. Respect for him, but you can't be too nice in the ring. It's a fight. That's the thing. So yeah, I'll be respectful. I'm not gonna be disrespectful to him because he's my mate, and also respect for him for taking the fight. He even said he wanted to spar me before we agreed on this fight. So respect to him, but when the day comes, obviously it's fight or flight, and I'll be going in fight mode.
Last question. Do you have any words for Sam? And just, do you have any words for Sam, really, and any messages you want to send to him?
Right, so it's Sam. Good luck, Bat. Hope you train well. Good luck on the fight. Respect to you, Bat. Well done for taking it. No bad blood going into this, at least not at the moment. We'll see what happens, but good luck, Bat. Have a good time training. See you at the fight.
Thanks, Ben, for taking part in this. Just discussing the fight, really.
Thanks for having me, Bat.
No worries. Thanks for paying attention, guys. And get ready and guide yourselves in and prepare yourselves because this fight is going to be amazing. Take care, guys.